Morning, Jericho Elementary School. You guys are in great form on this Friday, so happy Friday. We are in the month of May. I can't believe that. We're already in May, and it's been an awesome year. We have a special assembly this morning, and we are going to have kind of a normal assembly at the beginning, and then we're going to have a special thing towards the end, okay? So, as we start with each of our assemblies, I'm going to ask Abe to come on down with me, please. Where are you, buddy? There you are. We're going to stand and do our pledge of allegiance, okay? Great job, everyone. Great job. Go ahead and have a seat. Just a reminder, you guys have done awesome with our assemblies all year. Just a reminder that when we're in our assemblies, we have a level 0 voice, right? Our eyes are up here. I'm going to be speaking a little bit. We have some friends that are going to be playing instruments in a little bit. And then we have some other people who are also going to be talking, okay? So let's make sure we have that level 0 voice. Your eyes are up here. Great job. You're doing awesome. So some of you got to hear our band play at Arts Alive last night, but some of you didn't. So we wanted to give them a chance to share some songs that they've been working on all year. So I'm going to let Ms. Webster take over and introduce the Jericho Elementary School band.
So I've been talking to our third graders. Hopefully next year they'll have the opportunity to join band also, and that these students will continue. But these are all our fourth graders that are in band. I'm going to tell you who they are. You want to hear who they are? Yeah. All right. So at the piano, I have Jace, and then I have 2 flute players, Madeline and Aubrey. I have 2 clarinet players, Griffin and Olivia. I got it right this time. Last night I got it wrong. Jackson and Garrison are playing sax. And then our percussion is Emma, Bonnie, Tobias, and Abraham. And Abraham is playing 2 different instruments in percussion. So the other thing is they're going to play 2 songs for you. 1, Shark Attack, and 2, Hot Cross Buns. Are you ready? All right. So the next song they're going to play solo, and then we're going to play all together. Okay? One, two, three, go. Right there. Right on the corner. All time. One.
All right, thank you for you guys being, they're gonna pack up their instruments and then they're gonna go sit with their class, and while they're doing that, hang on, don't ask yet. You know that every time we have an assembly, Mr. Swan likes to share something, right? One of his favorite things in school is show and tell, but before I get to that, you guys have got to ask the questions. What's the question? Oh man, I am so glad you asked, but before I get into my backpack, we have been studying about Africa, right? We've been learning about Africa. We've had artwork done on Africa. We've been singing songs. We've been learning games. We've been talking about Africa for our Hearts Alive theme this year. So I've been to, there's 54 countries in Africa, and I've been to one of them. And I have some things in my backpack that I got when I went to that country. And I want you to be able to think about which country I went to when you see the things in my backpack, okay? So let's look in here. I got 3 things in here today, okay? 3 things. All right, our first one. Don't yell it out. Don't yell. If you know it, think in your head, and then we'll take a guess once we see all of them. So I think once you see the third one, you'll be like, I got it now, Mr. Swan, all right? So the first thing I have, I got a camel. All right. Oh, don't. Think about it in your head. Think, what country did Mr. Swan go to, okay? And I have this funny looking statue here. Oh, you stick it in your head. So we got a camel, and we got this statue with a guy with a really cool beard. Okay. Now I think a lot of you are going to get it when I pull out this last object, okay? So I think this will be pretty easy once we do this. All right. And the last thing I have is I have some pyramids. All right. So on the count of 3, if you think you know what country I visited in Africa, we're going to say it on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, yeah, Egypt. Nice job. So yeah, I went to Egypt, and I think some of you learned this, but this is Africa. You've been learning that. Egypt is way up in the far corner. And sometimes when I think about Africa, I think about my favorite animal, which is elephants. And I think about safaris and zebras and giraffes and all these cool things. But Africa has many countries that have a lot of different things. And Egypt is a country that's in the middle of the desert. So here I am. I told you I went there. That's me 30 years ago, riding a camel, getting to see the pyramids. All right, so I want us to go away from here with a few facts about Egypt that I've learned, okay? Number 1. All right, and remember, I want you guys to always share this. So you tell your grown-ups at home, hey, Mr. Swan taught us about Egypt today, and I learned these cool things about Egypt, okay? So number 1, Egypt has the biggest population. That means it has the most people of all the African countries. Okay? So of all those 54 countries in Africa, Egypt has the most people. Number two, the Nile River, which is in Egypt, which you can see right here, which is really cool. See how it's all desert? And then there's this one green snake that goes down. That's the Nile River. That's the longest river in the world. It's in Egypt. Number three, did you know that there are 118 different pyramids in Egypt? That's a lot of pyramids. Sometimes we think maybe there's only a couple there, but there's 118 different pyramids. The oldest pyramid in Egypt was built 4,700 years ago. Yeah, that's older than Mrs. Wayne. Yeah, absolutely. And 95%, so just about the entire country of Egypt lives right along that green stretch on the Nile River, which is really cool. All right, I'm going to teach you. So Egypt, there's lots of languages in Africa. You guys talked about Swahili and Afrikaans. There's lots of different languages. In Egypt, they speak Arabic. So I'm going to teach you one word in Arabic today. And I want you to use it today. So maybe it will be when you go to the lunch ladies and they give you your lunch, and you're going to say thank you in Arabic. Okay, so this is how it's spelled, which is kind of cool. That's thank you in Arabic. So you say it shukran. Okay, hang on. Shukran. Shukran. Let's try it all together. Ready? Good job. Shukran. So today, when you get your lunch, I want you to say to the lunch ladies, shukran. Okay? Got it? Has everyone got it? Lock it in. Say it again. 1, 2, 3. Good job. All right, great job. All right, next. My next thing I want to talk about is something that's hidden under this blanket. Oh, you guys cheat. Come on. How did you know that was a bicycle? I should have hit it better, I guess. So I have a blank here, and listen carefully, all right? Because I want to give you some good information about something that's starting next week. If you've been here before, you know that every year we do bikes for books. And our local Masons Lodge, they donate 28 bikes. 28 bikes, all right? And you have a chance to win one of those bikes. So I want to talk about how you do that, okay? So starting next Monday, your teachers have these little tickets, all right? And to earn one of these tickets, you're going to have to do some reading. It's bikes for books for bikes, however you want to say it, all right? So the more you read, the more tickets you get. The more tickets you get, the greater chance that you're going to win a cool bike, okay? And so in like 4 weeks, we're gonna have another assembly, and the bikes will all be lined up here, and we're gonna announce the winners for those bikes. Okay, so keep in mind, starting on Monday, you're gonna have a chance to earn these tickets, and your teachers will tell you what you need to do to earn the tickets. But the more you read, the more tickets you earn, the greater chance you're gonna win a bike. Okay, sound awesome? All right, now I am going to call out Dr. Doyen. She's going to come up here. She's over here. So I get this question all the time. Mr. Swan, do you have a boss? And I have lots of bosses. All right. I got someone said it. Pam, she's one of my bosses. She keeps me in line. One of my other bosses is Dr. Doyen. She's the superintendent. You've seen her in here. She comes into your classrooms every once in a while. She visits the school. But she is one of our bosses. She looks after all the schools. Okay, not just EPS, but she looks at the middle school and the high school as well. So this is Dr. Doyen. Let's give her a big round of applause.
First of all, I want to say thank you to the band and all the artists. Those always look amazing. And I know how hard art is, and I know how hard band is. So thank you for your hard work on it. And I have come today to introduce a special guest. And I'm gonna tell you about this special guest. You can see, look around and see if you can figure out which one this person is. And then at the end, I'm gonna ask the special guest to come up. So I'm here to introduce Dr. Holly Blair. Dr. Blair is an educator, an author, a speaker. She teaches an educational law at Thomas College, and she has a special job, and that's why she's here today. She is the executive director of the professional division of the Maine Principals Association. And the Maine Principals Association, which we call MPA, because in education we give everything an acronym. So the MPA was founded back in 1921. So more than 100 years ago, and I'm not gonna bring Ms. Wainwright into that again. I will even say that's older than I am. That's really old, okay? So the MPA supports and promotes principals and assistant principals and CTE directors all across the state of Maine. And Dr. Holly Blair is here today to give us some special news. So with no further ado, just do without being rude, just point to who you think Dr. Holly Blair is, and I'm going to invite Dr. Blair to come out. We have fingers going in all directions. This, my friend, is Dr. Holly Blair.
Good morning. You know what? Out of all the places in the whole wide world, there's no other place that I want to be than right here, right now, because I have some super exciting news. So, like Dr. Doyen said, that I am the executive director for the Maine Principal Association, and that means I get to go to all the schools throughout the whole state of Maine. Do you know how many schools that is? It's over 1,000 schools. All those schools, we've got 700 elementary schools. And one of the best parts of my job that I get to do, are you ready? I'm going to tell you a secret. One of the best parts of my job is I get to work with all the principals and assistant principals. And every year there is a big group of people who get together and say, I wonder who is the best elementary principal in the entire state of Maine. And guess what? Deerville Elementary's principal, Mr. Swan, is Maine's elementary. You want to get my other secret? So that was really cool thing number one, right? Really cool thing number two is that now Mr. Swan is going to go and represent Maine in Washington, D.C. in October with the other principals of the state. So do you know what that means? That means that Mr. Swan is one of the absolute best principals in the entire United States. Okay, back over to Dr. Doyen, who's going to share her congratulations.
I just wanted to be the first, but you all beat me to it. I wanted to be the first to congratulate Dr. Swan on this high honor. I really feel like, unlike the balloons that were a little lackluster, Dr. Swan is absolutely amazing, and I wrote in his recommendation for this that I believe he's the epitome of what you want in an elementary principal. He does it all, and he does it well. Congratulations, Dr. Swan.
Wow. Wow, that was some awesome news, and I wrote some things down because usually, I just talk without anything, but I have a fear that I would wander off course quite a bit here. So I wrote some things down, lots of thank yous. First of all, I want to thank Dr. Doyen and Dr. Blair for the recognition, and certainly I am a little embarrassed right now, but that's okay. Very humbled, very appreciative. Students and staff, I think it goes without saying that when an award's given to a principal like this, it really is a reflection of our school and the awesome things that we do every day in our school. So I'm going to say some thank yous to each of the groups, and so just bear with me a little bit. First of all, I want to start with the students, right? I want to thank all of you, right? From our pre-Kers all the way up to our fifth graders. I want to thank you because I've said this, that I'm never going to ask for more than your best, but I'm always going to ask for your best. And every day you work hard to give us your best. And that's awesome. And so I really appreciate that. And some days your best looks different than it did the day before, and that's okay. I just love that you come to school each day, work hard, and you really try to live out that model, that practice makes awesome. So thank you, students. You guys are awesome. To the DES staff, regardless of your role here, from our custodians and our kitchen crew, to our office staff, our teachers, our ed techs, our volunteers, our substitutes, I want to thank all of you. We have had a lot of change over the last few years, and it's safe to say that our foot has been firmly on the gas pedal. And I appreciate you because every day you come to school ready to work hard. And one of the things they asked me when they interviewed me for this award was, what motivates you? And my response was, I get to come to school every day and work with educators who are all in for students. And that's awesome. They say that one of the principal's most important jobs is to hire well. And there's two reasons for that. One reason is if you hire great people, they do great things with and for students. The second reason is if you hire great people, they make you look really good. Yeah. So thank you to our staff for doing awesome things every day with our kids, and along the way, making me look pretty good at it too. I do want to say to the staff, of course, I want to thank you for reminding me that I am indeed the world's okayest boss. On a personal note, I want to thank Mrs. Dr. Swan and Caden and Clayton. I know that when you're a principal, sometimes your job takes you away and from your family. And so I want to say thank you for supporting me. And I truly appreciate that. I want to thank my other family members. You don't know a lot of them here, but I have a lot of family members over here. And I want to thank them. Some are here, some are watching online, but I want to thank them for always reminding me that we were raised in our family to never settle for the minimum and to always strive to be not necessarily the best, but better. So thank you. A few more here. Thank you to our colleagues, my colleagues. I have lots of principals here that I work with, some here in this district, some in other districts. And I want to thank those that have mentored me, those that I've had the pleasure of mentoring as well. The idea that iron sharpens iron is definitely alive in this district, and I appreciate being able to share thoughts, ideas, problems, celebrations with you, knowing that we are going to arrive at a best solution for our kids. And finally, thank you, Dr. Doyen, our superintendent, and our RSU 56 school board members for always putting kids first. We have a fantastic school community, and we're doing awesome things in all 3 of our school buildings. And that starts with leadership in our district that constantly tries to make tough decisions through the lens of students. So thank you for that. It has been, some of you know that I graduated from Dirigo, and it has been an awesome pleasure to be able to come back here to lead this school and to reinvest in this community. And I'm getting some signs here from my friends down front, like, okay, you've gone long enough here, Mr. Swan. It's almost lunchtime here, let's cut it off. So I'm gonna close with a quote from my favorite president, President Lincoln. And President Lincoln once said, "I walk slowly, but I never walk backwards." And I like this quote because it's a reminder that progress is often made one step at a time. And it doesn't matter how big that step is or how quick that step, as long as that step is in the right direction towards our goal. And that's a goal of making us better today than we were yesterday and better tomorrow than we were today. So, shukran to our school. Thank you for being awesome. And again, thank you for this recognition. I know you're really worried about the blue, we'll get them down, all right? We'll get those. At this time, we're gonna ask our pre-K friends, so kindergarten